Go. Great, let's go. Okay. Adar. Adar, Marbin B'Simcha. When Adar comes in, just be happier. Very difficult. And what does that even mean? How are you going to do that? You know, I've just lost my job, just split up with my girlfriend, everything's bad. Just be happy. Ooh. So people think happiness is like smiling or not. That's not what Simcha is. Do you know what Simcha is? Simcha is deep connection. That's what Simcha is. Well, no. Simcha is the feeling you get from deep connection. A consistent state of vitality and contentment. Of being deeply connected to your inner self. So really we said that there are two types of Simcha. One is Simcha sheteluya b'davar, it's dependent. A Simcha that is an emotion that comes from having a positive attitude to life. Positive attitude, I just think well. I think I have gratitude and I don't judge myself or other people. I'm just positive and happy and kind. And the other one is your essential natural state of being. Your neshama is besimcha. Your neshama is full of joy. As we can tell by kids, babies are full of joy. So to the extent that we're connected to the divine reality, we will be besimcha. And we say that Adar is really the month of doing that. And Adar's the last month of the year. It's the 12th month of the year. The counting of the months in Judaism starts at Nisan. Although Rosh Hashanah is in Tishrei, that's the 7th month of the year. The Rosh Hashanah, New Year, is in the 7th month of the year, different class. Judaism's always got deep stuff going on there. But the first month is Nisan, and Nisan is open miracles. We got all the plagues in Egypt, and we escaped Egypt, and that's the beginning of the Jewish people. And everything from Nisan onwards is building up to Adar, which is the last month of the year, which means it's really, in a way, the pinnacle of the year. It's the peak. Everything is decided at the end. The end is very, very powerful part of the year. And what we're building up to is, Nisan is revealed miracles, miracles beyond nature, and Adar is all about miracles within nature. Seeing nature itself is a miracle. Photosynthesis, that's a miracle. Gravity is a miracle. It's all a miracle. Life's a miracle. And we see that, for example, in the Megillah that we read on Purim, we don't even mention Hashem's names. There's no open miracles in the Megillah. You read the story of leaving Egypt, 12 plagues, open miracles, some crazy stuff. You read the story of Purim, not one miracle. Just things happen. Now, because so many coincidences happen, we realize, hold on, that was all Hashem as well. So there's Hashem above nature, beyond nature, and there's Hashem completely controlling nature, running nature. Hester Panim. Megillat Esther, so it's Hashem seems to be hidden, but is really revealed. This is, for example, why we wear masks on Purim, because there's a hiding and a revealing, and we say nature either covers up Hashem. You just say, wow, look, I can explain everything by nature. It used to be back in the day when they saw thunder and lightning, it was like they had this wonder. It was like, wow. Now we're like, because I can explain thunder and lightning, it's not so wonderful anymore. But so it either covers up nature or it's like, no, that's still unbelievable. I think Einstein said that there's two ways to look at the world. Either nothing's a miracle or everything's a miracle. And you've got to choose which way you're going to look at it. So we want to look at the world, everything's a miracle. So our sages teach us, we have a holy Kabbalistic book, the foundation of all Kabbalistic works, called the Sefer Yetzirah, the Book of Formation, which our tradition teaches Abraham Avinu wrote that book. It's Abraham's book, and it got passed down.
What's the name of the book?
Sefer Yetzirah, the Book of Formation. And it says that every month of the year has its own energy and its own mazal. Really, this is where they get their astrology from. Pisces. We're in Pisces now. Well, that's because the month of Adar is the fish in Jewish Kabbalistic thought. The mazal, the flow, the energy of the month is the month of the fish. Now the fish is completely surrounded in water. So it doesn't really know it's in water. That's just, we know that the fish is in water. The fish who's in the water, that's just its experience. So too, we are swimming around in a God world. But we're not aware of it. You're like a fish. You just got to open your eyes. Now fish, they can't ever close their eyes. They don't close their eyes. They don't have eyelids. So it means that we've got to be like that as well. We've got to keep our eyes open and see through the nature and see through everything and realize we're swimming around in the water, the vitality. And Torah, water's always Torah. The whole universe is basically an emanation of, it says that God looked into the Torah and created the universe. Histakal baraisa v'bara alma. He looked into the blueprint of creation, the Torah, and the Torah basically, then he shone the light of infinite reality through the Torah. It's basically like a projector, and the Torah is the slide. And Hashem shone his infinite light through this slide, universe comes out, and it's really all just a projection of, it's a physical manifestation of Hashem's spiritual light, and we have to connect to that. So, what we're going to do, we're going to learn about the tribe of the month today. Lots of this I got from an amazing book called The Wisdom of the Jewish Months by Tzvi Reisman. There are 12 tribes. 12 tribes are the 12 sons of Yaakov. He had 12 sons, and they turned into 12 tribes, the Shvatim. And there are 12 months, so that means there's a tribe for each month. So each month has its energy. For example, the energy of this month is laughter, schok. Is laughter. Because it's tapping into real simcha. And you can have stupid lightheadedness. So that's not what we're talking about. Not just stupidness. There's something called lightheartedness. There's a difference between lightheaded and lighthearted. Lighthearted means I'm playful, I'm connected, I'm okay, I have emunah, I have trust, I believe in Hashem, everything's going to be okay, and I'm just part of this amazing, beautiful, divine story. That's what the Megillah is, by the way. The Megillah is, there's a story going on. There's a story of the Jewish people, and we're living that story of the Jewish people, and we want to play our role within that story of the Jewish people. So I'm in a play. The whole of creation is just a play. It's a game. So we've got to enjoy it. But then, so that's called lightheartedness. I'm not taking myself so seriously, and I'm not taking everything so seriously, but not lightheadedness. I'm not being stupid. In fact, I'm very aware. I'm very conscious. I'm not lightheaded at all. Very hot and not tasty. So, but very healthy. So the tribe of the month, and this is the last month of the year, everything is building up to this month. And Simcha, basically we said we did tshuva, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, we're doing tshuva b'yira. Tshuva from a place of reverence and respect and awe. Then we had Sukkot. Sukkot we're doing tshuva ba'ahava, love from a, returning to Hashem through a place of love, through emunah. And then on Hanukkah, we did tshuva ba, just being in the light. That's what the light of Hanukkah. And this is tshuva b'simcha. And tshuva, returning to Hashem, should always be joyful. It's like, amazing, I'm going back to my Abba. But we've got to understand that simcha is connection. Simcha means I'm connecting deeply to Hashem. And we have outer forms of simcha that come from, for example, we said positive attitude, but gratitude. I'm very grateful. So this is a month of walking around being immensely grateful for everything. And it's easy this month because spring's coming. And you feel, the weather's getting a bit warmer and it makes you feel a bit good. And the sprouts are sprouting and everything's coming back to life in this month. So there's that type of simcha. So the tribe of the month is Naftali. Naftali. So the more we can understand about Naftali, the more we can understand about the month of Adar, and therefore Simcha, because the month of Adar is about Simcha. The letter of the month, it says that when Hashem created the universe, He used the Hebrew alphabet. So each month was created with a letter. This month was created with the letter Kuf. Now Kuf is Kof, monkey. So it's this playful energy. And it's also the first letter of Kedusha, holiness, which we said before. Kedusha really means bringing godliness into the physical world and using the physical world for godliness. Yes?
Okay, not to... I'm like a little confused because there's a lot of symbolism going on. There's a fish, there's a monkey.
Okay, so there's different things. There's the mazal. That's the mazal. Then there's the letter. Then there's the tribe. Then there's the faculty. So each thing has many different things. And you'll see they all tie together. But today we're just going to focus on the tribe. And then maybe in another class we'll talk more about the kof. But it makes sense because if the faculty of the month is laughter, then the letter of the month being a kuf. Kuf, by the way, is 100. And Tehillim number 100 is Mizmor Todah. It's all about being grateful and singing to Hashem. So you'll see it's all interwoven. And the kuf is the monkey energy. So the monkey is actually very intelligent. but they're also playful. But we're just going to focus on the tribe for now.
And the fish? How does
The fish is the mazal, like literally it's Pisces now in their counting. So the fish is the idea of, we said simcha comes from being connected to God. The fish is in the water and often doesn't realize it's in the water. Which means if we can open our eyes, like a fish has its eyes open and realize, hold on, we're in the water, we're saturated, we're swimming in Hashem basically, then that will bring true simcha, because the real simcha comes from emunah. Emunah means that I know Hashem's involved in everything. So just like a fish is surrounded in water, if we can see ourselves surrounded in God consciousness, then that will make us happy people, and then we can be playful like the monkey, and then we can bring Kedusha into the world, the kuf, and it's all interwoven. But this is years and years worth of learning lots of Sfarim, so in 12 minutes.
I think it's challenging for someone coming from the other world to be, like, horoscopes are difficult to comprehend, or maybe to, like, find the value from, because, there's this symbolism and that symbolism.
Yeah, but horoscopes are made up. Jewish wisdom isn't made up, it's from God. So they took the idea of Jewish wisdom and then they made up their whole little system of, if you were born under this star, it means... So the truth is, we actually do believe in the power of astrology, but we say you can completely override it. At the beginning of the Torah it says Hashem took Avram outside the tent. And all of the deeper Sfarim, the deeper books, say he took him outside of astrology. Because he wasn't meant to be able to... His astrological science says he can't have a baby. So Hashem took him outside and said, don't worry about what the stars say. You're far beyond nature and stars and astrology. But it's good to understand the ideas. But the tribe isn't astrology. The tribe is Naftali. So we've got to understand what Naftali means. Naftali, we see, is born, and he's given the name Naftali, and all the commentaries teach reasons what Naftali means. But basically, Naftali means to bind, to twist. If you look at Rashi, when Naftali is named, Rachel says, now I have bound myself to my sister. She had lots of children, now I have a child, and now I'm tied. Or even I'm tied to my husband now. Now that I gave my husband a child, then I'm tied to my husband through her maidservant. So Naftali means to connect. It's this idea of connection. And we have two words that you know very well that really speak of this idea of connection, which are tefillah and tefillin. The word tefillin is literally the same letters as Naftali, and the word tefillah is the same as well. So both of those things, tefillin and tefillah, is all about binding ourselves to Hashem, connecting to Hashem. So you literally, when you're putting on your tefillin, you're literally tying God's name to your body. You have God's name, Shin, Dalet, and Yud. Shin, Dalet, and Yud tied onto your body. We have 7 ties. That's all the 7... Ze Anpin, Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferes, Netzach, Chod, Yisod, Malchus, Sfirot, and when you put those 7, there's a 7-word pasuk. Atem hadveikim b'Hashem Elokeichem Chaim Kulchem Hayom. Those of you who are deeply connected to Hashem, you are really truly called alive. So tefillin is really literally all about taking this physical action of binding and connecting us to Hashem through binding. And tefillah, the word for prayer, literally means to connect. Tefillah, I'm connecting to Hashem. So the idea of Naftali, the first idea, the most basic idea, the root of Naftali is about connecting to Hashem, and that's why it's this month. This month is all about Simcha. Simcha is all about connecting to Hashem. And what does it mean? I'm tying myself to Hashem. It means 2 things. Firstly, it means that even when things look really, really bad, and I can't see Hashem, I'm committed. In fact, the word emunah is sometimes translated as faithfulness. I have emunah in Hashem means I have faithfulness. I am loyal to Hashem. So even when it looks bad, even if it looks like Hashem is not involved, I am faithful to Hashem. I'm here for you. I know that it's all for the best. And the other idea of binding is binding Hashem to nature, to this world, bringing Hashem into this world with everything we do. Our physical, everything we're doing is bringing godliness into the world, into all our physical actions. We're becoming godly. That's the first thing. So now we've got to look. The tribes are blessed. Firstly, they're blessed by Yaakov, and then they're blessed by Moshe at the end. So by hearing what they're saying, it's teaching you the essence of the tribe. So it says in Parshas Vayechi, Yaakov says, Naftali ayala shlucha, Naftali is a deer that is sent out. A shaliach is a messenger. Ayala shlucha, hanotein imrei shafel, who gives words. The translation here is beautiful sayings. This is what Naftali is. This is the essence of Naftali. So the first thing to understand is Naftali is compared to a deer, and deer is always the idea of zrizus, which means alacrity, which means do it fast. Get up. How did you get up this morning? Zrizus, did you get up? Are you like, are you full of life? Do you have vitality? You're like, someone asks you to do something, you're like, I'm there. Hey, I need a volunteer to help get stuff on the bus. Me, I'm there. Let's do it. It's time for tefillin, I'm there. Hey, we need a 10th man for a minyan. Me, I'm there. Zrizus. Now this is one of the signs of simcha. It's one of the signs of joy. Because joyful people are full of energy and they want to do something. They want to be involved. I want to be involved. I don't want to sit on a bench. Pick me. This is my favorite thing about Avram. He was a Hineni Jew. Hineni, me, choose me. Every time Hashem calls to Avram, Hineni. Yitzhak calls to Avram, Hineni, me, pick me. Zrizus, very important. So we have an idea. Zrizim makdimin lemitzvahs, which means as soon as a mitzvah opportunity comes along, we should take that opportunity. An opportunity to connect to Hashem. So some people, they say, okay, I've only got 5 minutes before Shkia, I better put on my tefillin now. I didn't put it. It's like those people are not zrizim makdimin lemitzvahs. I've got this amazing opportunity. A mitzvah is an amazing opportunity. So the first opportunity I get to put on my tefillin, I'm going to put on my tefillin. What an amazing opportunity. First opportunity I get to have a one-on-one with the Rosh Hashiva, I'm going to take that opportunity. Are you living with energy? Are you full of energy and life and you're in the game? So this is what Naftali is really representing a lot. He's alive, life, chiyut, vitality. So someone with vitality in general, I work with people who suffer from depression. So one thing that often helps is I say, look, volunteering helps a lot because it's not about you anymore. But another thing is just get up and go for a run, which is very hard if you're really depressed. I'm not talking about clinical depression here, whatever. It's a big subject. But if they can just get up and go, just move, get your body moving, that can break through a lot of layers. That's the first thing. The second thing is a shaliach. He's a shaliach, ayala shlucha. So a shaliach is just a messenger. They're not even doing their own thing. They're serving someone else. So we've been speaking about this a lot for the last few weeks, that really we're a shaliach for Hashem. We're a messenger for Hashem, just to bring Hashem's story into the world. Whose story are you living? Are you living your own story? Is it all about you? My relationship and my jobs and my this and my growth and my Torah? Is your life about promoting your own story? Or are you here to promote Hashem's story? Now it's both, because your story, if you're in line with Hashem's story, that is your highest story that you could be. What role am I playing in Hashem's play? In the Megillat Esther, the Megillat Dov Ber. I have a Megillat Dov Ber. It's the scroll of Dov Ber. It's the scroll of the life. But whose story am I playing out? Esther, she was a shaliach. It wasn't about her. She did what the Jewish people needed her to do. Actually says that Esther was tilbash malchut. She put on. So the simple translation is she put on royal clothing, but it doesn't say big day malchut, royal clothing, it just says malchut. Malchut is the idea of, I'm not in it for myself, mesirus nefesh, self-notification, I'm just going to do what Hashem needs me to do. So she tapped into that space. Ayala, by the way, she wrote one of the Tehillim she wrote about Ayala Tashachar, the morning deer. So it's talking about the Shekhinah. The Shekhinah is also called a deer, an Ayala. So basically, Naftali, by having zrizus and connection to Hashem, is bringing Shekhinah, bringing God consciousness into the world, which is the whole purpose of everything we're doing. The next thing it says is he's noitein imrei shafel. He's a giver. Very important. Note. He's not here for himself. He's got beyond himself. Now remember, you can't neglect yourself. You have to be the greatest soldier in Hashem's army, but in order to be the greatest soldier, you cannot neglect yourself. You have to work out, and you have to look after yourself, and you have to learn Torah, and you have to become a good person. The only way you're going to play the best role in Hashem's story is by being the greatest person that you can become. So whenever I say you're not living for yourself, that doesn't mean you neglect yourself at all. The opposite means you have to look after yourself even more so you can be the best role in Hashem's story. Very important. And Naitain Imre Shafel, So our sages say many different things, but basically it means teaching words of Torah. Shafel is related to many different words. One of them is lihishtaper, which means to improve. Words of improvement. He goes around encouraging people. Just be nice. I worked out, I thought of this morning. I am incredibly, incredibly powerful. I can make you feel good or bad just by saying one thing. You look awful today, actually. Wow, oh my goodness, you look so good today. You're shining. It's amazing. See, in 1 second, I have the power to make you feel good or bad. Hold on, that was a terrible speech. I thought, you couldn't have, wow, you spoke so beautifully. Isn't it amazing? I have immense power to make you feel how you feel. You also have that power. Everyone has that power. So you have to choose, how do you want to use that power? Are you going to use your power to put people down? Or are you going to use that power to uplift people? He, Naftali, was walking around, immersed shafel, like improvement, encouragement. He was uplifting people with words of Torah. Naftali is also the words nofet li, which means it's sweet to me. The words of Torah are sweet. He's just living with sweetness. Naftali is all into nofet suf, like a sweet drippings of honey. The words of Torah should be so sweet. V'harevna Hashem Elokeinu. We say every morning, make us find Torah sweet and life sweet. We want to be living a sweet life. So that's what we're learning, and this is why Purim is all about giving. Purim is all about matanat levyanim, giving tzedakah. You think Purim is about getting dressed up and getting wasted. It's not at all about that. It's about looking after other people. That's the message of Purim. We're going to speak 4:30 today. I'm giving a Purim class, preparing for Purim. But we're going to talk about Purim, but it's really a lot about giving. Mishloach manas, give things to your friends. Just give, become a giver. And givers are happier than takers. It's all about simcha. You want to have a life full of simcha, then be someone who's giving to other people. At the end of the Torah, there's also bracha. Moshe gives Naftali a bracha. And he says this, V'Naftali severatzain, which means satiated favor. Umale birkat Hashem, and he's full of the blessings of Hashem. So what does this mean? The first thing it means is he's satisfied. He's all right. Seva Ratzon is a very high level. Most people, most of their life, are chasing things that they want. Most of your life is, what do I want and how do I get it? And you're chasing things. I want a nice girlfriend, I want to learn, I want to grow, I want a good job, I want things. I want. And people seem to think that will make them happy if they get everything they want. Wanting too much is completely destroying your happiness. Because you can't have all those things. And even if you get those things, you won't be happy. Being happy with what you have, as-sameach b'chelko, the person who is happy with what they want, that's called true happiness. So there's a very high level called keter. It's a sphere, it's like the highest sphere, the highest spiritual energy, and keter is related to ratzon. But seva ratzon means my will is satisfied. Have you ever felt when, you know what, everything's okay, I've got everything I need, you're sitting on the beach, you got a beer, you don't have anything to do, you got no work, it's all going well with your girlfriend, everything's cool, and you're just like, I'm great. So your life is happiest when you feel, I don't need anything right now. I've got what I'm okay. That's where happiness comes from. So there's a level of keter, of this high level of ratzon, which is I just want what I have. That's it. I want what I have. And what do we have? We have a neshama. We say, Sameh pechelko, you have to be happy with your lot. It's really, you have a chelek elokam imal mamash, which means you have a neshama. So I'm happy because of my neshama. I'm just full of neshama. That's what it's all about. It says, Male birkat Hashem, full of the blessings of Hashem. So we said this a few times. What does bracha mean? The two main meanings of bracha is to increase. So when we say Baruch Atah Hashem, we're increasing God consciousness in the world. And the other one is source. Source, you are the source of everything. You are the wellspring. Hashem is the wellspring. If I can see that Hashem is bringing everything into the world, is creating everything at all times, and I need to bring Hashem into the world. This is why, by the way, Adar is Aleph, which stands for Hashem. Aleph is one. Dal means to live, like a dira is a house. So our sages say really the whole purpose of creation is to create a dira b'tachtainim, which means to create a house for Hashem in this world, i.e. bring Hashem's presence into the world. Which all of the parshas, all of the Torah portions for Adar are all talking about building the Mishkan. They're all talking about let's build a place. Last week's parsha was V'asur li mikdash v'shechanti b'tocham. Make me this holy place and I will come and live within them. So I'm going to be saturated with God consciousness. So all the parshas we read during Adar are all about making a place for Hashem in the world. That's awesome. And then we're talking about the clothes of the Kohanim. Another reason we dress up. The dressing up is actually very deep. It's not just be stupid. We're dressing up to show that the whole of the creation is like a mask. It's covering up Hashem. So really, the main point of Purim is when you take your mask off at the end of Purim. What are you really hiding? So that's what we're trying to do. We're bringing Hashem into the world. So the Sfirah, actually, of Purim, of this time of the year, is called Keteh Malchut. Keteh is the highest, this Ratzon, beyond. Like a Keteh means crown, so a crown is above you. And Malchut is the lowest, so it's like bringing the highest into the lowest. This is what Esther Hamalka did. Queen Esther brought this God's Ratzon, God's will into the world. And if we're living in line with God's Ratzon, then we'll be immensely happy. That's what we're trying to do. Overcome our selfish desires, tap into Hashem's desires, then we'll live with Jesus. We'll live with immense alacrity and life force. And then if we feel alive, if we feel happy, then we're going to go around giving to other people and making sure that they feel good about themselves and uplifting everything. And that's the whole, this is your avoda, your spiritual work for Adar is to be bringing, well, it's your spiritual work all year, but even more so is to be bringing Hashem, being deeply connected yourself to Hashem through gratitude and just through your neshama. And then you can start giving to other people, go beyond yourself, get into this level of Mordechai, Esther, who they weren't living for themselves. They were shlichim, they were a shliach, they were a messenger just to bring Hashem's message into the world. Yeah.
Can you expand on your thought that creation in and of itself is a mask? Did I understand that correctly?
Creation is a type of mask because you can't see Hashem. Can you see Hashem here? I can't see Hashem, I can't taste Hashem, I can't smell. My five senses don't pick up Hashem. In fact, Hashem is so covered up in the world that there are some seemingly very intelligent people who would even say that there is no God. Can you believe that? It's a crazy idea. Sam Harris. And he can bring good evidence for it. He's a very intelligent human being. So Hashem is so hidden in the world that so much you can get intelligent people who would say, well, that means there is no Hashem. But someone who's a little more aware can see Davka in DNA, Davka in the fact of consciousness, Davka in all of these things. There has to be an infinite consciousness that created all of this. So what they say covers up Hashem or shows that there is no Hashem, we say if you look a little bit deeper, that reveals Hashem. And that's the whole work of Adar, is to reveal Hashem in the physical world. So that's why we eat and drink on Purim.
If he did the act of creation, was the purpose to mask himself?
Yes, the act of creation, the purpose of the act of creation was to mask himself and then get us to reveal him. That's your job in the world. Reveal Hashem when he's hidden in the world. That's what we're doing in Adar. The word Megillat Esther, the scroll of Esther, means revealing the hidden. Megillah means to reveal, Esther means the hidden. So, and we know that God's name doesn't appear in the Megillah. It's hidden in the Megillah, by the way. If you get 4 words in a row, the first letters of the 4 words are Yud and Hey and Vav and Hey, or the last letters are Yud and Hey and Vav and Hey. Hashem's name's hidden in there. So that's the game of life. The game of life is the Megillah, to reveal Hashem, who is hidden who hid himself. He's playing hide and seek. So, but sometimes Hashem feels, I'm hiding, but no one's looking for me anymore. It's a bit upset. But we have to find Hashem and reveal Hashem in the world. That's Hashem.
I just don't understand his purpose.